Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweet. A French feel today. Frank Leboeuf is with us. And back from holiday, Julien, Laurent. Jules, I know you've got your kids who are desperate to be on Extra Time, so would you like them to come and say bonjour, hello, whatever language they talk?
Yes, they can. They can come and say bonjour. It's only my two boys. The little girl, she's asleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, you prefer the boys anyway.
Raphael, the oldest one.
Look at that.
And then Maximilian.
Oh, yes.
Here you go. New PSG shirt as well, as you can see.
Who do they support?
You have to. Who do you support?
Who do they support?
PSG.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, boys. Very. Look, I'm so much better behaved than mine.
The mother must be beautiful.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, of course she is, you know.
All right.
They all come from there.
All right, boys. Thank you very much. Bonsoir. Right, let's get to the questions,
Bonsoir.
shall we? We all need Frank's reaction to the video of his disgraceful defending against Newcastle in the 96-97 season. Now, to put this into context, somebody sent it to me because it's Craig Burley scoring on Xhaka. Yet the whole game just seemed to be revolved around Frank being terrible.
Oh yeah, that was my worst game ever, I guess.
What
Do you remember
happened?
Jules or not? I don't know. You know, sometimes
No.
I think Ciro, when I made an assist to Ciro, I think it was very early in the game.
Yeah.
And I think it was so stupid that I wanted to give the header to the goalkeeper, and I completely missed it, and it disturbed me for the whole game long. And I was really maybe the worst game ever that I ever played in my life. That was horrible, and I think Ruud Gullit hammered me at the end of the game.
How is it? What's it like after a game like that, Frank? You know, like, how did you get over it? Is it in your head for a long time?
No, it's just that you feel ashamed and very ashamed for your teammates, because you know what you did. You know that you were bad. You were better than that, but you let your teammates down because you made two silly mistakes and maybe more. I don't even remember. But it was a off day, and it was really an off day. And you go back to the dressing room and you say, "Sorry, guys, sorry. It was really horrible, and I'm very sorry. I will do my best next week." That's the only thing you can do, because losing against Newcastle, I mean, it's not a shame. Newcastle at the time was a great team, and it wasn't a shame to lose at St. James Park. But the way you do it, see, you look stupid. You look stupid. You're like amateur. You look, you shouldn't be there, and definitely shouldn't be there.
I love the fact that Frank asked you, Jules, if you remember that game. You were like 15, as if you were just sat watching every Frank Leboeuf match.
No, I mean, remember all games.
No. A compilation of Frank Leboeuf's highlights or lowlights in that case. Yeah.
Okay, Jules, the other day
Good.
Frank said that Pochettino may not be a bigger upgrade than Setien at Barcelona. Do you agree with that?
No, I have to disagree. I think if you can get Pochettino, everything that Pochettino has done through his career, if you compare it with what Setien did, and Setien had a great season at Betis, and they played really well, and they were very exciting to watch, and it was very different, the way they set up, and the way they pressed, and the way they play. But I think Pochettino was something, even in his man management, the way he runs the dressing room is completely different than Setien does. Setien doesn't know how to do it. Doesn't know how to do it with big players, with big egos. I think Pochettino, probably coming from the fact that Pochettino has been there as a player. You know, he was a great player. He captained Argentina, captained loads of clubs, including PSG again. And I think that's a big difference as well. I think Setien is great tactically and the way he knows the game, and he's one of those who has such a great football mind. But I think Pochettino will be a big upgrade compared to Setien.
Have you changed your mind, Frank, in the last 24 hours?
The thing is, it's not what I really said. I explained, the way Barcelona was, the club was working, and having somebody from the area, from knowing the club very well, it's maybe better. And I said exactly that Xavi is about to come, because I think Xavi is about to come, and I think everybody is waiting for Xavi to decide whether he's going to come now or within a year, which I think it's more surely the time he's going to come. And they don't want to take a risk to get a new coach for maybe only a year, because they know that Xavi is going to come. So for me, Setien is good enough to sort out the problems with Messi and Griezmann and the others, while we wait for Xavi. Pochettino is a fantastic coach, and I've seen him working very well for Spurs. And it's because if he's Argentinian, Messi is going to be happy with him. But what you're going to do with Pochettino when you have Xavi ready to come? That's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue for the club because they're desperately waiting for Xavi.
But what happens then if it all goes wrong early on in the season next season with Setien? You just stick with him? Yeah, stuff this season, doesn't matter. We'll just wait for Xavi. He's going to come in, save the day. Everything's going to be great again.
They're going to get the reserve coach to substitute Setien, and they're going to wait for Xavi until next season. It's what they do most of the time. I don't know. I have some names I didn't know before they came to Barcelona. Well, they didn't come. They were already there, and they've been picked from the reserve team to the A team, I think, because I never heard about them.
What a terrible plan. Right. Okay. Next one, Frank. Which is the lesser of two evils for you as a defender? A shaky and nervous goalkeeper, or a central defensive partner who keeps making mistakes?
I will go for the goalkeeper, because at least if you have a teammate who keep on making mistakes like myself and Newcastle for the other central defender, you normally still have the goalkeeper to help you out, and save you in the last action. So yeah, a shaky goalkeeper is never good, because you need to feel the confidence of a goalkeeper. It's what I had with all the mostly the goalkeeper that I had, especially Fabien Barthez or Bernard Lama with the national team. But when you have a shaky one, you say, oh my God, if I make a mistake, there's nobody to save us behind. If you have a central defender who keep on making mistakes, the right back can, or the left back, depending on where he plays, can cover and help you out, and the goalkeeper too.
Did you and Barthez get mixed up a lot from fans?
Oh yeah, one day I was in many times, but I was called Carambeu, which is quite obvious that we don't look alike, but we have the only Beu at the end. I was called Frank Leblanc because of Laurent Blanc and myself down the street. But Fabien Barthez last time was like 3 years ago when somebody said, "Hey Fabien." I didn't answer because my first name is not Fabien, but I knew that he was talking to me. And after like a minute saying, Fabien, oh come on, answer to me. I didn't answer. He started to insult me. So I called Fabien Barthez and I left him a message and I said, Fabien, I'm very sorry, somebody is insulting you and he keeps on doing it. I'm very sorry. Now, yes, of course, because when you are bold, we're all brothers. We know that.
Yeah, exactly. Who was more successful, Fabien Barthez or Frank Leboeuf, Jules?
Oh, Fabien.
Successful in terms of trophies, you mean?
Just in terms of me trying to stir things up.
I mean, they were both very successful. I guess the thing that Franck doesn't have that Fabien has is the Champions League with Marseille in '93. But apart from that, it's pretty similar.
He wasn't top goal scorer in the second tier of French football, though, in 1988, was he, Frank? You text me that.
I texted to you because you sent me something from Transfer Market that
somebody sent me. We were talking about missing penalties. Yeah, that was it. And you'd missed 2 out of 30, and you were like, "This is a terrible website."
But I finished second top scorer in the League 2 with 19 goals. But I think it was like 13 penalties.
Wow. And then I replied to you. It must have been a terrible quality league, and then you replied something very naughty back.
Yes, we won't say it.
Following the Serie A Awards, Jules, does Dybala really deserve the MVP ahead of Ciro, Immobile and Ronaldo? And is Szczęsny the best goalkeeper in the league this past season? Really? Whose awards were these?
I don't know who awards were these, and I was on holiday, so I didn't really.
Don't care.
It's the first time I'm hearing
Let's have a look.
them.
Let me see if I can find them. You can feel when I'm looking, Jules.
Yeah, while you search, Dybala is a good one. I think Dybala is a very interesting one because, in fairness, he's been Juventus' best player this season, despite Ronaldo's goal-scoring records, and I think at 35, scoring 31 goals.
So this is the official Italian FA, the Italian FA Player of the Year. went to Dybala.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, I think then we have to take it seriously, but we can still criticize it. So with Dybala, you know, I wouldn't be offended for Dybala to win that trophy. Of course, Immobile, I think, just for the amount of goals that he scored and for leading this Lazio team in that title race for most of the season, and it's been very impressive. And I personally would have given it to Ciro Immobile, and he certainly made my team of the year in Serie A. But I can see where the Dybala choice comes from, and again, he led Juventus to that title, so in a way he deserves to be in there in the conversation. For Szczesny, it's a tricky one. I don't think really there was one goalkeeper that was outstanding over the others this season. I think Szczesny still considered like around a goal a game, which is quite a lot. I think Squarcocha's Lazio, for me, was probably the best one of the season, and yet they were maybe a stronger side defensively than Juventus, who, by the way, for the first time I think in 10 years, were not the best defense in the season in Serie A, which I think tells you a lot about how the season went, you know, for this Juventus team and for Maurizio Sarri. But I don't think I would have had Szczesny as best goalkeeper, no.
Final question. I read this through gritted teeth. For both, I aspire to be suave and exude the class and style of the French. What tips can either of you give me to do this? Jules?
Go on, Jules.
What, a tip to be more French?
No, to be suave and exude the class and style of a Frenchman.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know what. I don't know if this listener or, you know, telespectator is as handsome as me and Frank. Right. I hope he is.
Yes.
And in that case, it's easier to be suave, of course. Always smile. This is always good one. Always smile.
Always smile.
Be a bit cheeky, but not too much, you know, and be quite chilled and quite fun.
Yeah. Frank, would you like to add to that at all?
I don't know. I have some friends. They look more like rednecks in the middle of France, you know, and not being that suave and beautiful like
right.
The French cliché, you know. So I know some
friends,
American people or English people who are good enough to look swan and good-looking guys, you know. So it's just a cliché. You have to make sure that you make a woman laugh.
Ah,
that's a good thing.
I'm so happy.
Here we go.
So happy you said laugh. Jules, last point. We saw your kids at the start. Who are they going to play for? France or England?
Football is France. They've decided. I mean, really, the best chance they have to ever win a trophy anyway, compared to England. If this rugby is Wales for their mother, and cricket, they decided to play for England. So
oh goodness,
they have the choice, you know, but they've already decided.
What if they change their mind and want to play for England, their country?
Mm-hmm. I'll do my best to convince them other way. Like really, don't look. I mean, history speaks for itself. Don't go with England. Go with France.
That's it, gentlemen. As always, thank you so much. A lot of fun. You can keep your tweets coming in at ESPN FC. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.